Okay, I'm back. What just happened there? And I want to apologize because my computer shut down unexpectedly. I don't know if it's going to do it again. It's working hard again. So I just want to maybe get this finished up so that I can continue on with showing you this before it does it again. So we were on, let me see, I was on the second page, which I only got a couple, just this and one more. Okay, we were on this page, and I was telling you how, my cousin tells me like it is, but she's on this list because I know where she comes from, I also have somebody who helped me in the past with certain issues. She's on this list, and I have my cousin's one of my other cousin's wives. And they're all people I can trust, okay, that know my condition, that do not deny I have it, that don't tell me just to get over it. Get over it. My other cousin, like I said, she tells me stuff like that, but she'll explain why. She's not doing it to be an asshole. People call her an asshole, but she's really not. She's the most loving, kindest person I know that tries to help everybody. And she overextends herself with helping people. So anyways, that's that one. I was pretty much done with that list. So now we got to go into a bigger list. All right, and I got some personal information, but not all personal information on this. But this is a separate piece of paper that you need to do. Okay, this can go in your notebook, but if you put it in your notebook, just you need to photocopy it, because you need several of these. All right, and I'll tell you why. This is something I had from my mom when she was dying, and it was essential for paramedics. It's essential for any doctor she went to, and she had a lot. She had an oncologist. She had a lot of doctors, okay? So she had to take this list everywhere she went to her doctors, too, so that they would be up. They knew who prescribed to the medications and who didn't and all that. Now, if you see, it might be too small. I'm not sure. But with the medication, I did not put every medication I'm on. I'm on a bigger list of medications than this. I put at the top my name, whatever my address is, whatever my street is and state is, whatever, my phone number was, and my insurance number and medical information. The medical information and insurance might not be the best to carry around in your wallet. So my suggestion is to photocopy and cut that part out and laminate in your wallet and in your purse. And I will let you know which parts you want to cut out, because you can cut out certain parts and you can put them back to back, laminate it. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with this, okay? But initially, this is what you need in your lockbox or wherever you keep your important papers. And it needs to be updated by like every 3 months, just to make sure you're doing everything and you're on the same page with everything, or when you get a new doctor, or when something else, whenever you can. But if you can't do it every time, at least do an update, look at it every 3 months and see what's going on with it. On here, if you know your blood type, I would list it on there. I'm an AB positive. I know my blood type. If you don't, that's okay. You can always ask your doctor if you want to put it on there. But I just include it because if the paramedics, if I'm bleeding out and they really need a quick, no, they're going to check your blood type anyway. Okay, and that's a quick test with droppers and stuff. So they'll know your blood type. So that's hit or miss. But you put your medication on there. The medication, under the medication, I got the generic names because that's what I use. okay? And, you know, like I don't even know how to pronounce the generic name, duxloxetine. I can't pronounce certain names. So anyways, that's generic for Cymbalta. Then I got another one, the fluticase or whatever it is. That's generic for Flonase, okay? And then on there, I included the melatonin because we switched out in September the trazodone, the melatonin and trazodone. Melatonin is naturally occurring in your body, so it can go on your list of vitamins and supplements. But if you're doing it specifically, if you're taking it for sleep aid, that you don't want to take the harder, which I don't. Ever since my daughter was born, I don't like anything that makes me out of it, because I need to be there for her. So I really tend to not want to take any type of narcotic or anything unless I'm alone here and somebody can watch my daughter while I'm on it. And the trazodone just made me feel like I was drunk. So, you know, with a hangover, not drunk, but I had a hangover and it was hard to function the next day. And the lower dosage wasn't good enough, but the higher dosage was even worse, made it even worse. So it was too much. So we tried the melatonin and it works. So that's what I do. I do a 10 milligram gummy. I'm not telling you to do that. That only has to come from your doctor. So if you want to try that, that's something you talk to the doctor that prescribes you the medications, which is your psychiatrist, or APRNs can do that too. They can prescribe medications too. But you have to talk to the ones that prescribes the certain medication you want to switch it out with. Okay. You want your RX number, because sometimes all you have to do is call in your RX number to get the refills. You don't have to talk to somebody, or you can email people. Email them that you need your prescription refilled. How often you take it and when you take it, and that's important. Because if you take your medication, say you take it at bedtime, and something happens after bedtime, well, I don't know. If you take one in the morning and then all of a sudden you eat something that's not agreeing with what you took, that's interacting with it, it's got to be looked at too. Okay, because you can't eat things that and take herbal supplements that interact with your medications, especially psychiatric medications. That's why it's always, always, always important to say when you're taking them and how often. Okay. You list a prescribing doctor of the medication, not your doctor, but the one that's actually on the medication bottle. What type of PhD do they hold? Are they your psychiatrist? Are they your PCP? Are they your? I have a gastrointestinal specialist. I have a lung doctor. I have a sleep specialist. You know, that's what I would put under there. The date you start, the reason for you taking it, and other notes. Like the Cymbalta, I stopped it in 2020. Tried the Wellbutrin, it didn't work, so I restarted it recently. The maybe another psych med. I put another psych med because I don't want to really put the name, but it's a PRN. It's as needed. Take it every 6 hours as needed for my anxiety or for a panic attack. And then I switched to melatonin in place of trazodone. You know, that's in the other notes. All right, the other thing you need on this is your list of diagnoses, and I put all my diagnoses, you know, so I'm not really embarrassed about any of this. I just have these problems, you know. I mean, and if you look at them, there's really nothing that's going to kill me, which I like, you know, as long as I'm keeping them under control. Like the asthma can be detrimental. The COP is detrimental, COPD. But the rest of it is just like normal. I mean, and if you list everything that you're diagnosed with, it's normal. It's normal. There's, especially with my lifestyle, with the cigar smoking and stuff, and what I was when I was drinking, and I didn't put that I'm obese there, but I am. So, you know, these are things that, I could take care of, and it helps to have the list, because then you see, oh my God, what can I do to help myself with this? Because I am the boss. I am the first part of my medical health team. So I have a list of my diagnoses, not only for, and they need to know, paramedics need to know this. Hospitals need to know this. And it can't, I didn't have this list one day. I went into the hospital. They asked me specifically if I ever had surgery in my throat. I said no, because I didn't remember. I had my tonsils and adenoids out. So yes, I did. And that would have explained to him something else, So yeah, he was confused when I said no, and because I didn't remember, but if I had my list, he could have read it and said, oh yeah, she had her tonsils and adenoids out. And I had that when I was a kid. There's another thing I didn't put on here, but some of this is insignificant. I did not put my suicide attempts on here. Maybe that's something, I didn't put them on here, but maybe that's something that's important enough to put on here, and put the reasons why. Put the reasons why I suicide. All right. So, maybe that's important to give them a sense of who I am. Vitamins, or maybe it's just important just to leave it off because of sometimes maybe somebody will judge it. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Then you list your vitamins and supplements. Anything. Multivitamin, omega-3, C1000, total B. That's what I'm taking. Aspirin, less than once a month. I take that because I have GERD and I don't want to mess up my stomach. Tylenol is the usual dose, is 2 every 6 hours when I need it, which is usually my monthly, which hasn't come. It's hiding, which is a good thing, but maybe not. Anyways, you also, under this category, and it's very important, and I will tell you why, for your mental health. Any muscle fitness product you do, shakes, protein shakes, anything. There is a list on this, is it the CDC or is it the FDA's website, of things that are muscle fitness stuff that have drugs in them. They're hidden drugs. And it's on the CDC it's on the FDA website because they caught it. And, there's a couple ones on there that I used to use. That's why it's important that you list it. Because you might not know it's on that list, but they might know, oh my gosh, you took this, and a lot of times it's a psych drug. Or they got the enhancement drugs that contain Viagra. Believe it or not. And it's not listed. It's listed all natural. So you really got to be careful with those things. And I was surprised. I think it was Slim Fast was on that list of things with hidden drugs in it. Okay. So you really got to be careful. Maybe I'll link that. I'll link that down in the description so that you can see what I'm talking about. It's mostly sexual drugs, but there's a lot of fitness drugs. There's a lot of fitness aids in there too. Okay, then I'm not done. Isagenix. I had it is a weight loss, it's a wellness program, it's got vitamins, nutrients, it's got a whole bunch of cleansing systems, you can cleanse yourself. I had my physician take and look at every single ingredient in what I was using when I was doing Isagenix. Why? The same reason as your fitness products. But it's not only that. Some herbs that they tout as good for you might interact with your medications, and they might not be good for you with your list of diagnoses. If you're pregnant or trying to get pregnant or nursing, some of them, some of the herbs will naturally abort a baby. Some of them react, and it's not all the ones that are listed that are popular either, that are common. Some of them really mess with your estrogen and progesterone levels. Maybe even, I mean, I'm guessing testosterone is included in that. I'm a woman, I'm not a man, so I've never looked into that. So anything like that has to be looked into. Avon has a weight loss and wellness program now too. Energy drinks. Why? Do you know how much caffeine is in energy drinks? Do you know how much energy is toxic to you if you drink certain amounts? Do you also know that caffeine can interact with your borderline, not to mention your medications and the other diagnoses? Was it caffeine? I think it was Kevin that on his one of his things. Don't quote me because I might be wrong. Caffeine, if you do too much of it, it was either caffeine or nicotine. It actually creates more gray matter in the hippocampus, which is one of the areas that they're looking at for borderline personality disorder problems physically. Scary thought, because I drink too much caffeine. And I never understood why somebody else could drink and not have a problem, but I can't. I don't understand why people can drink coffee and caffeinated products and I can't without getting totally wired up. Any health supplement, and you have to tell them how much. Thrive is the one, and a lot of people do it, and when you mention it, people always, it's almost like you're mentioning race nowadays, or the being a Democrat and Republican. If you mention Thrive as being a danger to your health in certain areas, to people who do thrive, they come at you from an angle and get all upset and very, very defending of it. Thrive contains a lot of caffeine. A lot. So if you have on a patch and then you drink even 1 cup of coffee, you might be giving yourself too much caffeine. Primusin PMS, great to manage PMS symptoms, contains caffeine. So you're not only getting caffeine through your sodas, your coffee, you're getting it through drugs too, and through health, vitamins and supplements. So you have to take, when you're thinking about dosing yourself with caffeine, you got to take all that in consideration, see how much your body's taken, and look up how much caffeine is too much. Okay? And for a borderline or mental health, caffeine can make you or break you. When I'm not drinking anything with caffeine or the high fructose syrup with the soda, my brain's I'm a little bit more, I can think clearer. And it's noticeable. It's not like just a little bit. It's a noticeable difference when I get past the headaches initially. On this paper, it should include your name, address, list of doctors and providers, including specialists and their phone numbers, your insurance information, date of birth, etc. That stuff can be left out if you're carrying it around and you're not comfortable carrying around. You can cut it out. You can photocopy and even laminate this paper. Cut out your list of meds and conditions plus doc's names, phone number. Keep a copy in your purse, wallet, or other things you carry on your person, such as a knapsack or a backpack. Do not include your personal information, as you should have you should have your medical cards on you anyway. So I wouldn't include stuff like that. I mean, that you need to include only on your initial list. You should run off copies and keep a folder to keep it for yearly exams and new doctor's appointments when you go, including your therapist. When you update your list, if there's any changes on there, you put it on the list, you copy it for your doctor, you highlight the change, and you give it to the receptionist. Now, with my mom, what I did was this paper should be kept sealed in an envelope on your refrigerator and put for paramedics in case of emergency on the front of it. Why sealed? Because you can check it every day and see if somebody went into it. If you're not comfortable. Okay? I did that with my mom because she was high risk. If you are not comfortable putting this sheet of paper in an envelope, sealed up on your refrigerator for paramedics only, then in that envelope put the basic information and where the paramedics can find the full paper with everything on it, such as in a lockbox under the bed. You need to include where you keep that key to the lockbox, and that is in a sealed envelope. It's imperative should an emergency arise and the paramedics have this information. It's something everybody should be doing, not just borderline. So that is the stuff I wanted to bring out. If anybody has any questions, I can sit here for a few more minutes. I've got to learn not to yell when I say hi to people that say hi in the chat. I hope that everything was clear enough. And I do want you to remember how important you are. I can finish up because I have a few more minutes by communicating to you the visualization I do at night, and you can probably tweak it to your situation and your likes. When I'm down in a dark place, or not in a dark place, but when I'm down, is especially when I do this, but I try to do it almost every night because then I can talk to God or pray or do whatever I need to. But I close my eyes and I breathe, of course, deep breathing, and I imagine myself going to a field. There's all sorts of colors and flowers, and I run through that field. To the left of the field, there's a big pool with a nice big waterfall. I can hear the water dripping into the pool. Sometimes I'll go swim in it. In the distance, there's a nice horizon with sun and the light. I mean, and the light is so bright. I imagine the brightest light I can, because that's where Jesus and God step out for me. And that's where the angels come from, because it's the biggest, brightest light I can imagine. I go up a little hill. There's a little stone path up to a hill, and that's the only stone path there is, because of course the angels and everybody can just float over the pretty flowers and everything. And I got a white wrought iron gazebo up on the hill. you know, and there's every animal known to man. If you don't like snakes, don't imagine a snake. But I can imagine the lions roar and the birds singing. Even, I like snakes, even the snakes in my place, the snakes don't bite. I see giraffes and everything, and it just makes me so peaceful, just to sit there quiet. And on the gazebo, I got a white wrought iron round table, a small one, with 2 chairs. And especially, those 2 chairs signify one for me and one for another individual. There's actually 3 people I might call in my brain to come sit with me. A is sometimes I talk to God or Jesus and angels. Sometimes I'll talk to my grandma because I miss her. And many times I will turn around and I will talk to people I have problems with. People that I can't stand. Isn't that terrible? No, it's not terrible. It's called love. It's called trying to understand the human side of a person. I remember when, going through BPD, with the BPD, I've lost many jobs. And when I was 21, it was no exception. I'd have problems with people like you would imagine. And I learned this visualization technique. And somebody told me one time to imagine myself giving those people some token of affection to make peace with them and with the situation, so that I'm not constantly hurting inside. So I would go to this place and I would take that person, apologize, but I would also say, here, I just wanted to give you this. And what I would give them was a single red rose for an apology, and tell them I love them. Did it always rectify the situation I had in real life? No, because I was reactive and more situations arise. However, I want to tell you a testimony that happened. I put this into practice, I say, for over a year. And like I said, I used to go clubbing and stuff, and towards the end of my clubbing days, I do the karaoke more. And I went out with my girlfriend to the bar, actually at the bowling alley. It wasn't even a regular bar. And a man sat at the bar drawing a picture, drawn on the napkin. And I sat with my friend and we were drinking, and of course, that's the night that we sang Beat It. Me and my girlfriend, and everybody clapped, not because we were good, but because we were good looking, and they were in support of a good looking woman trying to sing Beat It. Anyways, so towards the end of the night, that guy got up, come up to me, handed me a napkin in which he drew a red rose, one single red rose. And then he left. Never talked to me, didn't say one word to me. Handed me that napkin with the rose on it and walked out the door. And I never saw him again. Does my visualization work? It was one of those moments that confirmed that I was doing the right thing. I don't care if anybody believes me. I know what happened, and I can honestly say our energies that we put out there, even in an unspoken manner, in a meditation, when we have issues with other people and we don't mean to any harm to people. When we try to make peace and rectify it with those people, with what occurred at that moment with that rose on that napkin, means that it was doing something. And it was something good. Okay, that's it for now. I hope I helped someone. Have a blessed day. Have a great weekend if I don't stream again, which I don't have anything ready. So I just want to say thank you for listening, and thank you for actually supporting me in what I'm trying to do. I promise I will get better the more I do it, just like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get. You have a great day and an even better tomorrow. Thank you.